today.
Zero.
Saw Freddie talking to Tyree yesterday during his match.
Oh, just touches that sidewall.
Luis really made a great adjustment there to return that ball. Not an easy return. This is sort of cat and mouse right here. There's a mistake from Dave. Luis not able to create enough separation between himself and the ball there, as that ball just sort of popped out at a strange angle. Still should have made that shot. He should have gone for a little bit less.
One serve, zero.
Point.
The person that scores the first point in the tiebreak, Dave, wins 73% of the tiebreaks in pro handball.
Who's got a ball?
Now Dave has scored the first two. The person that scored the first 2 points in pro tiebreaks actually goes on to win 81% of tiebreakers in pro handball.
2 serve, zero. Score is 2-0. A lot of deep play from Dave Chapman here to start off this tiebreaker, and a lot of spins from Luis Moreno.
Luis, just a nightmare start here in this tiebreak. Just the last thing he wanted
to
the
last one? Okay.
Come in here and just pretty much give Dave 3 consecutive points.
Zero.
Score is 3-0. Oh, look at that serve.
Point.
That was amazing over there. Was that in, Dave?
Well inside the line.
We had one of the female racquetball pros walk by right when that serve took place, and I couldn't see it from my vantage point.
4 serve, zero.
4 serve, zero. Power serve right down the middle, dive get from Dave Chapman, and a push up there by
Smart shot there from Luis. Luis runs in. It looked like he was going to the left there, Dave, leaning left, and at the last second, Luis changes the direction of the ball there and hits it back down the right.
4.
There's a big setup.
That stays up.
Smart shot there from Luis. He really only had one shot. Dave knew it, but Luis hit it well enough that Dave had no play on it.
Dave was actually giving up on the shot prior, but it checked up off that left wall. That was a deep serve, but also had a little wrinkle to it.
And there's that power that Howie Eisenberg talked about from Dave Chapman, consistently hitting that ball hard in these outdoor rallies.
Out.
Dave just misses that.
Point.
He certainly went for the right shot there. He just
put maybe too much pace on it.
Just a little bit too much angle on that ball. He could have hit that ball 3 feet inside the line and still hit a winning shot there. Unfortunately for Dave, looked like you went for that line. Missed it.
These men are playing.
Serves 4.
They're playing for $4,000 in cash here. 2 serves 4.
Great shot from Dave. Looked like that ball might actually get away from Dave outside the court, and Dave takes that ball on the rise before it gets outside the court and just powers it with a fist straight back at himself down the right.
4 serves 2.
Score is 4-2. We're going to 11. Boy, the ball looked really dead on that panel up there.
Out.
There is a slight dead spot right in the middle of that front wall, and you'll definitely see that. I've seen some serves short because of it.
2 serves 4.
2 serves 4.
Great serve there from Luis. He had Dave leaning right there. I thought he was going right as well, Dave, and he was able to take that ball back behind himself.
4.
Wow.
Side out.
That's the first time I've seen that all tournament. A player hitting themselves with the serve. It's very, very rare that that would happen on this court, Dave, because you're constantly trying to serve out the side. So if you do miss a serve, it's generally wide.
Score is 4-3.
Side out.
Dave misses his dump shot, and Luis doesn't miss his. Dave had the opportunity there to end that rally. Unfortunately for Dave, hit that ball about a foot high rather than an inch high.
Scores 3-4. Looked like Luis hit that with a full sprint almost. And what happened there?
Dave just put Luis put a huge wrinkle on that ball. Dave caught flat-footed. Didn't even get a swing.
4 serves 4.
Scores 4-4. That's short, and then a side out.
Luis locks it in with 2.
You can appeal.
Luis knows it's short.
Yeah.
He was trying to sell it with a fist pump.
Both agree.
Luis sold it with a double fist pump.
I've never seen that before. He really wanted it. He was really trying to sell it.
I think if he would have just used one fist, maybe.
He might have got it with one, but 2, I'm not sure.
2 was the oversell. No one wants to be oversold.
Wow.
Amazing shot there from Dave.
Actually, it looked like Dave had to take a little off because he thought he was going to hit Luis, and then it was just enough to pull that ball down.
Not a good serve from Dave, and looked like Luis
5 serves 4.
hit a kill, but Dave able to recover there and make that re-kill. That's a setup. That's a big setup here for Luis. Let's see where he goes with it. Not a good shot at all.
Both of these players playing really hard right here. Look at that shot from Dave Chapman. Luis tries to get it but doesn't make it.
That was a fortunate shot there from Dave. That was a very difficult pickup. He's just trying to get that ball back, and the ball ends up rolling out right in front of Luis.
See how Dave Chapman takes that circle back into the server's box, into the shade, and back into the sun.
6 serves 4.
Going counterclockwise. 6 serves 4. We're going to 11. That's an avoidable hinder right there.
Side out.
Good call there from Tommy. Dave will not argue that. He knows.
You don't see anything from Dave Chapman. Tommy originally said
4 serves 6.
Great shot there from Luis. That's one of the best shots we've seen all match. Looked like that ball was going to bounce into the sidewall and give Dave an opportunity to play that shot, but Luis had the right hook on that ball to straighten it out. Oh, no.
Out.
It's very difficult. You know, like you were saying with the front wall, it's dead up there, but also if you have a little spin on it, the ball just jumps right off this court.
Well, that ball was way out. You know, you're aiming probably 2 feet inside that line, so if you miss that line by 2 feet, you've really hit a terrible serve.
It's going to check up. There it is.
Luis makes a nice adjustment on that ball. That's why you have to be light on your feet at all times, Dave.
5 serves 6.
Luis played that serve really safe, and he really paid the price for it.
Side out.
You can't get gun shy, Dave, just because you've hit a serve or 2 out. Luis just sort of floated that serve in, and Dave angled it right off the court. Not a good serve. And that ball sits up, and Dave takes care of it. A great shot there from Dave. Luis looked like he was going for a front wall, right sidewall kill, and that ball didn't hit the sidewall. Popped up, and Dave killed it.
7 serves 5.
Score is now 7-5.
That'll hit the sidewall.
Out.
Doesn't. Luis takes a timeout here.
You're watching the world.
Timeout, Luis Moreno. That's his first.
Hold on. Listen.
Coming back in 1 minute at 8 serves 5.
You're watching the World 3-Wall Ball Outdoor Handball Championships alongside the War Network. You're watching this live webcast here at WPHlive.tv, courtesy of Nifty TV, your online streaming television source. Nifty TV has been with us since the very beginning when we did our first live webcast back in 2005, NIFTYTV.com. They stream live audio and video over the internet, but it's like a television. It's really cool. NiftyTV.com. We want to thank them and the Stratosphere Hotel and Casino. In the meantime, Amy is going to be on the interview with Fred Lewis.
Okay, we're here with Amy Lee, one of our young up-and-coming players. Amy, how would you describe your experience here this week?
It was fun. My first time playing this court, I was really tired. I caught a cramp in my leg.
I thought you played very well. You gave a great effort the other day. What are some of the other tournaments that you're looking to come to in the next couple of months or so?
The one in Tucson with the women's fireball four-wall tournament. It sounds interesting with the massages and stuff, very tempting.
What are you doing now? You going to school? You working? What's happening?
I'm going to school, and I work part-time at the school sometimes, maybe on Saturdays to watch the kids because they have a program there, College for Kids.
Okay, great. Amy,
All right,
good talking to you, and we'll see you in Tucson, okay? All right, back to you guys.
We're right here in the middle of this tiebreaker. 3 more points. 8-5 is the score from Dave Chapman serving to Luis Moreno. $4,000 in cash. A little bit more power from Dave right there.
Here's a setup for Luis. Powers it. Good call there from Dave.
Check the ball.
Great call. Incredible sportsmanship there, Dave. It
Side
actually
out.
looked like he caught that ball in his hand.
Five, serves 8.
Score is 5-8.
Another terrible serve there from Luis. And that's what happens.
Point.
If you're going to
or
play
side
your
out.
serve too
Sorry.
safe, then it's no different than just hitting the ball out, because Dave will either put you on the defensive or put
8,
you back
serves 5.
returning serve with his return.
8 serves 5. 3 points away. That looked like it was short.
Point. I saw it good.
I saw it down.
Saw it short. Both disagree. Side out.
I thought that ball was good.
It was short by 2 inches.
I got overruled.
Players really are not allowed to speak to the line
Side
judges.
out.
They're only allowed to speak to the referee.
Usually, Dave Chapman looks over here in the booth. You would have said you would have agreed, and I would have
5,
disagreed.
serves 8.
I actually wouldn't have said anything. I wouldn't want to get him upset thinking that the ball actually was. You're better off as a player when a call like that is made, Dave, to just think, yes, the call was right, and you can put it behind you. You don't want that to linger. Dave's already put it behind him with a great paddle kill there in the right corner.
8, serves 5.
Score is 8-5.
And there's a beautiful ace.
He had
Dave's
Luis
been-
leaning to the
Point.
left.
Dave's been setting him up for that serve for a game and a half, just for a moment like that.
9, serves 5.
Score is 9-5 now.
Side out.
Amazing pickup and re-kill there from Luis. That was a very difficult shot there, Dave.
You can't count Luis out with that amazing serve, but Dave Chapman is one of the very best ever to return a serve
5, serves 9.
in the history of this game. Wow.
Side out.
For those of you watching at home, the sidewalls are not in play on the serve. If you hit the sidewall, you're out. And that's what Luis did there.
That's very frustrating. It's nice to see Rocky Carson, who just won the men's racquetball
9,
singles pro
serves 5.
championship, watching the men's pro handball championship here courtside, just like Dave Chapman and Luis Moreno were watching Rocky Carson just a few minutes ago.
Wow. Luis with a high-risk shot and pulls it off.
Side out.
That's a shot he learned from his close friend and competitor, Sean Lenning.
Actually, I've never
5,
seen Sean
serves
go
9.
for that shot.
You need to watch more video. Wow, that's a nice shot right there from Dave Chapman. I
Good
agree
call
with
there
Tommy.
from Tommy.
You got one?
Luis tried to sell that hinder call, but there was no play on that ball.
Side out. 9, serves 5.
Score is 9-5 now.
That's out.
Out.
There it is. Dave Chapman 1 point away from winning another $4,000. He wins a lot of pro stops each year. This will be the first time, if Dave gets this point,
10, serves 5.
that he has beat Luis Moreno at the last 4 tries. However. I like that
Great
shot.
Over. He didn't move. No. That was an incidental hit.
What is
I actually don't think Luis knows what an avoidable is. I've played Luis a number of times. Not sure he knows what an avoidable hinder actually is.
I know.
Luis is fortunate Dave was in the way because that ball was nearly impossible to return.
He didn't move it. I'm watching this game. Trust my call. Replay, 10, serves
I
5.
think Tommy's caught a great game. That could do it.
And
It does.
that is it. That is the call. Dave Chapman defeating Luis Moreno by the score of
11-5 there in the tiebreaker.
11-5.
Dave Chapman.
Dave Chapman winning 21-12, 15-21, 11-5. Tremendous handball action there. Dave turning back the clocks, if you will. Dave, 35 years of age, coming out here in this blazing heat, the broiling sun, taking care of the relentless and the tireless Luis Moreno.
Hey, let's go to the referee, Tommy Little, really quickly here, who is courtside now over to our broadcast booth. Tommy, a good called match out there. You took control. The line judges, for the first time, really did their job. The guys talking toward the end there, but more of frustration on the part of Luis Moreno.
David, your thoughts?
We have a little technical difficulty here. Fred Lewis apparently is trying to get a hold of Luis Moreno. We do not have Fred Lewis. I don't even know where Fred is at. Let's go ahead and go to Fred Lewis right now.
All right. Good strategy going into the match.
Well, sometimes you're too good to be good, but my strategy going in was to try and serve the ball to the left, get a weak return, and dump right. The first game that worked pretty well for me, and then the second game, his return of serve just got so much better. He stepped over, took the ball with his right, and just he got me out of my rhythm on my serve, and I think I had a pretty good lead on him in the second game, maybe by 4 or 5 points, and I just kind of got frustrated because my serve down the right wasn't working, my serve deep wasn't working, and his serve was getting much better. He was hopping the ball well both ways, and his fitness level was much better than I thought. I thought I could wear him out in the first game, and he wore me out. In the second game, I was dead. I was absolutely dead at 15. And then for the tiebreaker, I just came over and drank a bunch of energy drinks and power gels and electrolytes, and I got a little bit of a spark to where I could have something left for that tiebreaker, because if I felt like I did in the second game, he would have beat me 11-0.
Well, it looked like you had your adrenaline going in the tiebreaker. You were popping your serves and, you know, getting the jump on the ball like you were in the first game. Did you make any adjustments in terms of serving? You play Luis in Kansas City where he dominated you, but today it looked like you had the game plan and you really knew what you were doing.
Yeah, Kansas City, he was that was his tournament of the year. I mean, he was just on and just crushed everybody, and I felt like my one-wall game might be a little bit better than his, so I thought I had an advantage in this because I've played so much one-wall this year in my fly shots, but I'm just so surprised that his fitness level is so good. He never wore down.
Well, he's 22. I think that counts for something, and I know he trains very, very hard. David, appreciate getting with us here. I know you're exhausted, but thanks a lot. You've done it again, and congratulations.
Thanks a lot, Freddie.
Okay, guys, I'm going to go see if I can get a word in with Luis now. Luis, I know you probably don't feel like doing this right now, but can you tell us what are your thoughts? How do you think you played, and what do you think you could have done differently to win this match?
I thought I played pretty well, but, you know, David just, you know, he was hitting better shots today, and he wore me out there in the first game. You know, I came back, I was drinking a lot of water and Powerade, you know, Gatorade, whatever, putting ice in my head and my neck, and I felt really well going into the second game. You know, just I made too many errors. I thought, you know, if I would just kept it down on my errors, I would have had a better chance.
Well, you know, to us watching from the outside, of course, it's always easy, you know, to be critical. But we know you had a tough doubles match earlier, and you know it's very, very hot out there. To me, it looked like the difference was the serve in the tiebreaker, where he was breaking them off, and you were having trouble keeping the ball on the court.
Like I said earlier, you know, I was having trouble there. I got tired, so hot out here, and you know, to keep the momentum going, you know, throughout the, you know, since the first point through the end of the match, it's tough. But you just gotta find your groove, and unfortunately I couldn't do that at the end.
Well, if it's any consolation, you made $2,000 this weekend, which is not bad, and you know, we look forward to seeing you at the Jake Plummer tournament, which will be our next event. Okay, congratulations. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Fred Lewis. We are going to wrap it up here for the men's singles finals, where Dave Chapman just defeated Luis Moreno 11-5 in the tiebreaker, earning the yellow jersey, $4,000 in cash, and the World Outdoor 3-Wall Ball Championship trophy. We are going to be back in about an hour and a half or so when we do the men's big ball singles final for Jeff Kastner and Chris Garrad and Omar Lemus and Dave Fink, as well as Fred Lewis. My name is Dave Vincent. You stay here at WPHlive.tv.